How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope that you guys are all having a spectacular day. Welcome, Guardians. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys do really enjoy it, subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. If you guys have any movies, TV shows, or games you guys want me to cover here on the channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, I'll apologize in advance for this video. I am still fighting a gigantic head cold, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. And that is, of course, going to be us discussing Destiny 2. So, in this video, I want to be discussing something that's been going around recently in the past few days. Discussing Destiny 2 and the future of the game itself after Destiny 2, The Final Shape. Now, if you guys have been with me, following me here on the channel for a while, you guys know for a fact that when it comes to Destiny 2, more than likely I'm going to stop covering Destiny 2 after Destiny 2 The Final Shape. First reason, and I've already discussed this in multiple videos in the past, so I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible, but I just don't care about what's going to happen after Destiny 2 The Final Shape. Now, I might actually care. I might actually play the episodes just for the story content. But I am at a point where I've been following this franchise since the alpha of Destiny 1 in 2013. I've been playing Destiny, the franchise, for 11 years now. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. The looting shooting aspect doesn't hold the same impact as it used to. The story is kind of all I care about. I really don't care at all about Gambit. I really don't care about Crucible. If I wanted to play PvP, I'd rather play Battlefield, COD, Halo, the finals, anything besides Destiny. I just don't care about it in the Destiny franchise when it comes to PvP. The only reason I've still been making Destiny content as much as I have been is because I still like that strike gameplay where it's a three-man squad, you're going up against certain enemies, you get to a epic boss fight with epic music at the end, you get some loot, and you repeat that. I think that, for me personally, is a good thing about Destiny as a franchise. I always like that aspect. But now they've introduced so many new mechanics, loadouts, vaulting, going heavy on to raids and dungeons, and I just don't have the time to spend 4 to 12 hours at once to play one activity. I just don't have that type of time to do it anymore. Also, when it comes to the Destiny franchise, we really haven't gotten a new enemy faction, and based on the episodes, it doesn't look like we're getting a new enemy faction. We're still going to be fighting Scorn, Hive, and Vex. I just am not interested in spending another year or two fighting enemies that I've been fighting for a decade. Okay, I just don't care. Also, the price, the cost of these episodes. I've already pre-ordered The Final Shape, so I'm all set for that when it drops in June here this year, unless it gets delayed again. I just am not interested in spending $15 for 3 months of content that's going to probably end up getting vaulted come 2030. So that is the problem as well, is me spending my hard-earned cash on stuff that may or may not be playable 2 to 5 years down the line. And that is another problem. It's like, why should I spend money for things that are not going to be available for me to play again, such as, Trials of the Osiris DLC, or you can't even play the Forsaken DLC anymore. And I liked the Forsaken DLC more than the Dreaming City. I understand why they kept the Dreaming City, but I think the Tangled Shore was a much cooler environment. I don't like the Dreaming City, but I understand why they kept it because of the raid, dungeons, and then them reusing those assets for seasonal content like we are here in Season 23, Season of the Wish. It kind of makes sense. But I just don't like the area. I don't like the environment. I just don't care. So I'm kind of ranting on other things. But getting back to the point of the video, I wanted to discuss the fact that I don't think we're going to get annual expansions after the Final Shape. Not until Destiny 3 launches. I think we're going to get a Destiny 3. And the reason why is because Destiny has been, for the past decade, Bungie's only source of income, its only source of revenue. Whether their trajectories have been good or not, and they've been, financially successful, that's for another video, for another debate. But Bungie has been on life support when it comes to Destiny 2. Now, they have other projects, like they've announced that they're going to have Marathon. That's probably going to come out either later this year or come out in 2025. I'm guessing 2025, because all of their focus is going to be on the final shape and then the episodes afterwards. So I think Marathon's going to come out next year for Bungie. And then if that succeeds, I think they'll switch gears from supporting Destiny 2 into Marathon and whatever games Bungie has cooking at the moment. I think they'll still keep Destiny 2 servers running, but I think after these 3 episodes, there's not going to be anything else. Because I think what they're going to try to do is focus on other games. Then once the next console generation rolls around, I think they'll pump out a Destiny 3 with a brand new engine. That way it's not having to deal with the current bugs and issues that Destiny 2 has been trying to fight for a decade. And that will allow them to, with Destiny 3, kind of do a restart of the franchise, if you will, where they kind of did something with Destiny 2, but I think with Destiny 3, they're going to do something really massive, and they're going to just wipe the slate clean. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, but all my gear, all my loot, everything that I've spent a decade plus earning is going to go bye-bye and be meaningless. I think what they'll do is they'll do a port system where they did it with Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. I think they'll make it where you can bring stuff from Destiny 2 into Destiny 3. You can use it, but it's not going to be as viable as using Destiny 3 stuff in Destiny 3, if that makes any sense. I think they're going to want you to use newer stuff in Destiny 3, and that stuff is going to be obviously better than Destiny 2 stuff. Kind of like with Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, COD, respectively. So I think they're going to do that. I think they'll try to make some sort of like shared universe in that sense. I also think that with Destiny 3, wiping the slate clean because of new innovations, I think what's going to happen in Destiny 3 is we're going to leave our own solar system. We're going to say goodbye to the tower. We're going to say goodbye to Earth, Venus, Mars, the Dreaming City, Neptune, Io, whatever other planets are in the game at the moment. I can't keep track because I keep vaulting and bringing things out of the vault. But I think we're going to leave our solar system, which I think would be great. I also think with that, I think they need to focus on 4 planets. I think they need to focus on a main hub, kind of like what they've done with the tower and the EDZ and Cosmodrome. They need a main planet like that. And then they need 3 other planets where you're fighting 3 other enemy factions. So I think there needs to be 4 new enemy alien factions to fight in this new part of the galaxy, or just a different universe within Destiny itself, where we have 4 enemy factions, 1 on each planet. And no, don't make it where there's two different enemy alien factions on 2 planets. So I don't want to see Vex and Cabal, for example, on Mars, and I don't want to see Vex and Cabal on Venus, for example. I don't want that. I want 4 enemy factions, 1 on each planet, and it stay that way for like a year. Then you can start integrating them. Also, that would make it where, when it comes to Destiny 3, they can keep what works in Destiny 2. Dungeons, raids for the hardcore players, the Nightfalls, the Grandmasters. Keep all that. Keep the patrol stuff. That's really good for introducing you to all these new planets and whatnot, the patrols and whatnot. That really does a good job getting you familiar with the locations. I remember first time launching into the EDZ, I was so confused of where I was supposed to go. But, doing bounties and doing patrols and lost sectors, bring lost sectors back. That's a great way to make you get invested in the planet that you're exploring. They keep the strikes, keep the 3-man strikes, maybe even bump it up to a 4-man strike and make it even a little harder because of that. That would be really nice. Make it a little more challenging, especially for the veterans players that have been playing your game for a decade or so. When it comes to Crucible, reinvent the wheel. bring back vehicles like you had in Destiny 1. That's one of the primary reasons I don't like Crucible anymore, is it's all just infantry based. Make Crucible feel a little more like Battlefield, where you have vehicles, have an air vehicle and we got air vehicles in Destiny, make it where we can use them. And bring back land vehicles like the Pikes and the Cabal tanks and whatnot. Bring those back. That would be really cool. Make Crucible feel like Halo 3, sort of, in that sense. There needs to be some sort of BTB mode in Crucible. And then bring back things that have worked well that they've experimented on in Destiny and Destiny 2, such as, newer versions of Control, Eruption, things of that nature. Gambit, I think they need to just completely axe that mode. It seems like that they've basically done that right now in Destiny 2. But with that, they need to get rid of Gambit completely, bring in some other mode. I don't know, bring in some sort of funky extraction thing that doesn't compete too hard against Marathon. So that's my expectations. That's why I don't think we're going to get any more expansions when it comes to Destiny 2 after the final shape, is because their focus is going to, Bungie as a company, their focus is going to shift. It's going to change. I think they're trying to make it where, hey, there's stuff after the final shape, which is why they've announced those 3 episodes. But I think after those 3 episodes, that's probably going to be it. I think they're going to focus more on Marathon and everything else that has come out. So I know this video has kind of been a jumbled mess. I apologize for that. But, I'm just ranting and talking out loud of what I think is going to happen in the future when it comes to the Destiny franchise. So, like I said, you guys can agree or disagree with me on what I've said in the comment section down below. But I don't think we're getting more annual expansions after the final shape. If we get more annual expansions, I don't think they're going to be annual expansions where we're not getting one every year. I think we're going to get one maybe before the new console generation starts, but even then I'm very doubtful. I mean, this current console generation where we've had the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, we've had that since 2020? When did Halo Infinite come out? 2021? So we've had, at the time of recording this video, we've had this current console generation already for 5 years. Most console generations run about 6 to 8. So it would not surprise me, just based on the timeline factor, that if we did get another annual expansion, it would be in 2027, maybe 2026. But at that point, I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, why don't they just hold off on that annual expansion, port that content into a Destiny 3, and launch Destiny 3 as a prime next-gen exclusive for the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox XX and SS, for example, for that next console generation. Just port that content into a new game with a new engine, new enemies, and it would be a selling point to get the next console generation, along with, the next Spider-Man and next Halo and all that stuff. So I think that's what Bungie's probably going to do. They're going to hold off on giving us more content after these episodes, and they're going to focus on giving us some newer games. So those are my thoughts and opinions. Like I said, you're welcome to agree or disagree. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video or stream. Peace out, Guardians. Bye.